What if the man writes the will and then when he is gone, they start fighting? You know, some people will say, I don't agree with the will, I don't believe in this will. And again, when he writes the will, the woman is not supposed to see what is in the will. So how do you think the woman will feel? Because obviously the woman doesn't know whether the man put everything in the will and put it for the first son. Hi, Sophia. Welcome back to my podcast. How are you today?
I'm good, Trendy, and how are you?
I'm okay. Thank you so much. So we have a very difficult topic to treat today. And please,
Mm.
everybody that is watching us, we want you to leave your comment on this topic so that you will help this woman and so many people that are going through the same problem. So this lady came to me and said that she is in trouble, that she married her husband. She didn't know that her husband has a child outside of her, and she worked all through her life with her husband to acquire the wealth that they have. At the end of the day, the husband wants to bring back that child that he had outside. And the child happens to be a male child older than her own child. And she's not having it. She says she cannot work hard so much and somebody else will come and take position or take over what belongs to her. So she said that we should help her, but I don't know how we can help her other than discussing it. So, what do you think this woman should do or should happen?
Okay, Trendy, just like you said, this is a very, very delicate topic. I can understand where she's coming from because it is not easy. She must have worked hard, just like she said, all through the marriage, she and her husband. And remember, the husband did not tell her about the child. Very painful. I sympathize with her as well. But truth must be told. That child has to come back to his father. It is not the child's fault. But rather, if we should even decide to apportion blame, who should be collecting the blame is the man for not telling his wife that, see what happened and all that. I already have a son and all that. If we should decide to apportion blame. But aside that, it is not the child's fault. And the child's right should not be taken away from him, because the child has just one father, and that happens to be her husband. She doesn't have any other father. So if it was her child in that position, as in, how will she feel if his right is being denied? She understand. So let us
Yeah.
also put ourselves in the boy's shoes. This is his father, and this is his right. We cannot deny him of it just because of some mistakes that the father did by not telling his wife what actually happened, that he has a son. But the child has to come back and collect what belongs to him.
Okay. So, what the woman is implying is this: because she worked together with her husband, she has always had the notion that it is her son that is the heir of the family. So now that a son of someone else, the husband's son as well, is coming in, that is it fair that that son is given the full right of the first son to take over as the husband's next or heir? Because according to the woman, the son is older than her own son. So the woman argued and said, God forbid if anything happens to her husband, that this son is going to drive her away and bring back her own mother. Therefore, that she will not accept that. So, based on what the woman explained, what do you still have to say about this case?
Okay, Trendy, just like I said, I sympathize with her. And also, what I think that the man should do so that he can be fair to his wife, who has worked all her life with him, and his children with her also, to also be fair with them. What he has to do is, now he needs to write a will. Write a will apportioning properties to each and every one of them, so that one person will not be the sole custodian of everything. I think that is fair enough to the first son and also to his children, with his wife. I think that is what the man should do, so he can be fair to everyone.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that. Because you will not blame the woman for saying what she said. Yeah, in as much as that son is not his fault, but the son has a mother somewhere. And then women and rivalry. Even if that other woman is married and somewhere, knowing fully well that she has a son somewhere, you know. So obviously, she has two positions, one here and one here. If this one doesn't work, this one can work. So the son can easily be fighting for her position. Indirectly, that's fighting for this woman here. So I believe what you said, that even writing will is something that somebody writes and they have to read it in the absence of that person. That is when that person has gone. What if the man writes the will and then when he is gone, they start fighting? Some people will say, I don't agree with the will, I don't believe in this will. And again, when he writes the will, the woman is not supposed to see what is in the will. So how do you think the woman will feel? Because obviously the woman doesn't know whether the man put everything in the will and put it for the first son and so on. So what do you have to say about that? Because will is a secret something.
Okay, Trendy, the will is good, but there's also another option whereby the man apportions his properties to each and every one of them, but they can only take over that property when he is no more. But now they will know where they stand. Everybody will know that this is mine, this is mine. Everybody already knows their position, but that the sole ownership can only be given to that person when their father is no more. So that is also another way that the man can handle the situation so that everybody can be happy.
Fantastic. I agree with you. So another argument the woman was like, is because her husband has money. If the husband doesn't have money, will they remember that that is the husband that gave birth to them? The woman is like, she has been asking the husband to go for a DNA. Although she told me that the child looks like the husband, but she still insisted that the husband should go for DNA. The husband says he's not going for DNA, that he knows that this person is his son. So what do you have to say on that and your final take?
Okay, Chwengi, just like I said, we cannot deny a child his rights. It is not his fault. What has happened. I said it that if blame should be apportioned, it should be apportioned only to the two partners that were involved in the act. But as for the son, it's not his fault. Okay, it's not his fault that his father is rich. He didn't choose the father. Sure, you understand, but it has happened.
Do you think if the father is poor, that he will look for the father?
We can't say. So let us judge with what we have now. The father is rich and he wants a father and son relationship. And we cannot deny him of his father. It is his father. So we cannot deny the child of that fatherly love and that fatherly bond.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so very much. Anyway, the lady that asked us to discuss this, I hope that, with all the informations that we have put out, that you should be able to reason with your husband, tell your husband what you want to be done. At the end of the day, you have to allow that child to come back. Treat the child as if the child is your own, because, what you put inside the child, it will determine how the child will treat you, unless otherwise. But I believe that if you sow good, good will come back to you. So, Sophia, can you tell us your final take on this, and then we draw the curtain?
Okay, Jenny, my final take should be all children should be treated with love, irrespective of how they came about. They should all be treated with love. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. So you guys should leave your comments. This topic is not topic that we just discuss once and then leave, because this is a very topical topic. It is happening in our world. It happened yesterday, it's happening today, and it's going to happen forever. So it's something that we have to really discuss so that people will know their stand as well. Thank you so very much. Please keep following us. Keep sharing, subscribe, leave your opinion, and give us topics that you want us to discuss. And we will see you in our next podcast. Bye.